Hi guys, welcome back to your Not So Ordinary Scrapbook channel. I cleaned up my mess, so I'm doing good there. All the Christmas stuff is put away. But I thought I'd do a quick flip through of my completed album. So this is my December daily for 2024. Finally done. As you can see, this is a cover. I use this from Ellie Edwards. I'm hoping that you can get a full picture of everything. This is just the inside card that I'm going to put the dates in. I haven't journaled yet. I'm going to journal off camera. I always do. It's just, like I said before, I will make spelling errors and lots of problems when I am, I'll skip words and stuff if I'm journaling and talking at the same time. So these are all of our Christmas cards from this year. I don't send out many Christmas cards. In fact, I don't send them out unless I receive one. I will give them out, like hand them out if I'm going to see somebody. But if I'm not going to see them, I wait until they send me one and then I kind of send them out. I did type out a Christmas letter this year. That is not in here yet. That's something that I do want to stick in just because, or did I already do that? I think I did that. I think it's in an envelope in this. I can't remember. Yeah, it is. One of the pages I did do that. So I don't have to do that. But when I get a Christmas card, I will mail them back a card and like if I typed out a newsletter. Usually every other year I will mail cards out. And then like on the off year I don't mail them out, but I don't know. I would like to do it every year, but I lose track of time sometimes. So this year I'll probably mail them out. I didn't mail them out this last year. But I probably will because Kason passed away this year. There's been a lot of changes this year, so I will most likely type out another Christmas newsletter. Last year I had to because I changed my phone number, changed my email, changed everything basically. And I wasn't sure I was going to even be able to get, like, I never did get my Facebook back. They completely shut it down. So that old Facebook doesn't even exist anymore. It was just completely infiltrated. It's too bad too because I lost all my pictures so that were on there, and I didn't save them all the ones that were on Facebook, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. I've just learned to live with it. The first card is a postcard from Randy Reed. It's just an artist, like, winter card. This is our front door. Day one, I am drinking a cranberry old fashioned and watching a Christmas movie. Not sure what Christmas movie that is. So this is the beginning of the season. I put the lights up, our old lights from our tree up on the window. I did like how this looked. I'll probably do this again this year. I don't really like this like thing up at top, so I might just buy a great big giant bow or make a great big giant bow to cover that next year. So, and this is at Hunter and Jordan's house. They went and they got a real tree this year. So these are pictures that they shared with me. So here's Esme drinking her coffee at a little coffee shop in Clinton. They went to a tree farm. I'm not sure where the tree farm was. I think it is somewhere near where they live. This says bring on the twinkle lights, and this is at the coffee shop they were at. Jordan took that of Esme and Corbin. And on the 2nd, we got our first snow of the year. Not a lot of snow. we really didn't get a lot of snow this year. There were like 3 segments where we got snow. Couple, I'm not sure, once or twice before Christmas, and then a few times after Christmas. Not a ton of snow though. Here is my training that I did on the 3rd, and you all know all about that because I've been talking about it probably nonstop since that time. This is on the 4th. I have an annual tradition of getting together with one of my best friends, Michelle, and we always go out to lunch and hang out at her house, catch up on stuff. Now she's retired. She used to work for Thrivent. She retired this past year. And so we're hoping to get together more throughout the year. She does camp a lot during the summer, like a ton. She owns a camper and she goes by herself. She goes camping or with her kids. So yeah, that's a fun thing that we do every year, and hopefully soon we can get together again. Now my schedule is busier and hers is not. Before, her schedule was busier and mine was not. Here's our stack of children's books, Christmas related, our Tasha Tudor advent calendar, and then some really old antique Christmas books that I always set out. And this piano that it's sitting on, we just burned that today in the backyard because nobody wanted it. It was an eyesore. It was so old. And we didn't know what to do with it. And we're allowed to burn out where we live because we're outside city limits. And yeah, so Scott and I came up with the idea of just burning it. And so we did. And it burnt. Like, it's completely gone. The only sad part about it is it was a Wurlitzer. And those are really nice pianos. But what are you going to do? You know, you can't hold on to pianos forever. And you can't give them away anymore. Nobody wants them. It was heavy as heck. Ethan and Scott had to carry it outside to the burn pile, and it's super heavy. It's much heavier than our other piano. We had 2 pianos. We have one in the entryway and then one in the this old one that was in our living room, taking up a ton of space. And our newer one that is actually tuned and everything is in our entryway, and that one we're not going to get rid of. So top 10 Christmas memories I'll write down. This is Aria's first Christmas, so had to have a picture of her on the 5th, and these are some her footprints that her mom made for me, and I have a big one of it hanging on the wall with the other kids' footprints. Here's Scott and I when we went Christmas shopping, and we went out to lunch at Chili's, and we had burgers and fries. And on the 7th was the tree lighting festival in Clinton, and so we went in memory of Lainey. Lainey's tree that Jordan and her friends did. Now this coming year, they're probably going to do 2 trees, one for Kason, one for Lainey. So there'll be two trees on the square in memory of both of them. Here's Lainey's tree. She was the Little Mermaid. I'm not sure what the theme of Kason's will be, but Jordan will come up with something. And then here's at the festival, there's Esme and Kason. Or Esme and Corbin, sorry. And here's Mini Jordan. We just had the three of them that night. And then here's Santa and Mrs. Claus. So they were all asleep actually when we finally saw them. So that was kind of funny that we took a picture with, Santa and Mrs. Claus when they were all asleep. Here's another postcard from Randy Reed that I stuck in there. And then first hot chocolate, or is that coffee? I think that's coffee, actually. Drinking coffee, making a puzzle. And then this is my Christmas party, first Christmas party as a developmental therapist. I had just been hired on, and my team got together, all the therapists in our team, and we had a Christmas party. It was really nice. This picture I took like right after work. Like I went straight from the Y to this Christmas party. So it was dark when I got there, and yeah, it was fun. Here's some of our Y kids at the Santa greeting the next day. They had cookies with Santa. And then on the 11th, Scott and I were watching old Saturday Night Live Christmas specials. Scott really loves Saturday Night Live. And I always watched Saturday Night Live when I was young. I don't anymore, but Scott likes watching the old ones on YouTube. One of the Y kids made me this little picture. They were always making me pictures and things like that. And I still actually have them hanging on my my brag board out in the kitchen. I need to take them down, and I'll probably do a scrapbook of all that because I have tons of pictures of the kids when I worked at the Y. Just over the summer last year, I took a ton of pictures that I shared with the parents and everything like that. This is holiday checklist. And then this says, don't forget your tinsel, or don't get your tinsel in a tangle. It's just like a filler page. This is the 13, watching Morgan Long's videos, her Vlogmas videos, every day in December. That's a highlight every year that I watch. This says December 23. I should probably cover that up, actually, because that was one of last year's postcards. So we'll just stick a heart over it. We won't, I'll just say December. There we go. Much better. This is Aria. Her 4-month picture. She turned 4 months on the 13th of December. And then like cozy hot chocolate. Some different things that I'll write down. The hard part about scrapbooking like a December daily months later is you really have to think about some of the things that I didn't take any notes from those days, but I do have my planner, and I plan every week. So I probably have some highlights like listed in my planner that I can go back and look at. On the 14th, we completed our puzzle. On the 15th, Esme and Corbin spent the night. The 16th was Matt's 32nd birthday. And this was actually a cake that Yesenia's sister made. Her sister has a bakery, and she put, like, this is all edible, but it's an edible picture of Matt and Aria, and then she had that all decorated, and then it says down here, these are all cookies, and they say happy birthday to the best husband and daddy in the whole world. So, and these are all the stockings. It just says big socks, tons of books. We have a ton of Christmas books. We have a ton of books, period. And I have more now because this little board book collection has expanded tremendously now that I work with 0 to 3-year-olds. I read one story every session. So I usually pick a book for the week, and we go with that theme. And then, so I kind of pick the book and then build the theme around it. Here's Kaysen looking at his little PEX cards, his communication cards. Here's our Christmas letter I was talking about. Is in here. Here's our Christmas card this year. Hunter and Jordan got married last year, so that was our Christmas card. I just sent the picture to Walmart and picked out a card, and that was it. This is like Havasu City. London Bridge. They always light it up really pretty during the holidays. Here's some more cards that I'll fill out. Like I said, I'm really going to have to brainstorm to remember some of this stuff. I mean, some things can just be songs or whatever, but it's going to be hard to think of a lot of stuff. I mean, I can think of, like, off the top of my head, some different funny memories that happened during Christmas. But this says, "Here comes Santa Claus." Oops, Amazon, because all of our gifts were from Amazon last year. Toys for Tots. Something got on here. I don't know what that is. We did Toys for Tots this year. Ethan got a new car on the 23rd. Esme decorated cookies. Here she is decorating more cookies. More cards to fill out. This is a Christmas Christmas festival that we went to at the Knights of Columbus, and it was put on by a local church. Actually, kind of a church we used to attend, but we don't go to anymore. It's a church that broke up, and then it broke up when the pastor quit. And so we went to another church, and that church broke up. Half of that church went to the church that we left, and they combined and made a new church. So we used to be members of both churches, but now we're members of neither church. So it's just a weird situation. Here's Corbin and Poppy. Corbin has this attachment to Poppy that is so cute. It's just adorable. He loves his Poppy. My Poppy is funny, and all the grandkids think he's funny. Here's Kason opening his gifts on the 24th because he was going to be with his parents, his bio parents, on Christmas Day. And here Esme spent the night, so she's drinking hot chocolate. She wanted some hot chocolate, and I made her hot chocolate. This is just a cute picture of Esme standing by the tree holding a candy cane. She's just the prettiest little thing. Here she is playing Candyland Princess with her dad and me. That was sweet. And then this just says Mugga's Girl, because she really is Mugga's Girl. Sometimes she still calls me Mugga. Sometimes she'll call me, most of the time she calls me Grandma now, but every once in a while she'll call me Mugga. Which is really cute, because when Hunter was little, he used to call his Uncle Brian Awa. And that stuck for quite a few years, and then he grew out of it and he didn't call Brian Awa anymore. This is all the appetizers that we had Christmas Eve. We always have eggnog. Usually we have a spinach dip. Ethan made the spinach dip this year, and he made it in the Ninja, which was kind of like, I was making other stuff and not paying attention, but it turned into like spinach soup that you dip the bread into. So next year I got to remember that I need to be the one that makes the spinach dip, because you definitely have to stir it up so there's like chunks of spinach and it's thick, and but he didn't know. He said you said it was a dip. I'm like, okay. So we had a lot of different things. We had like taco dip. Generally we have similar stuff every year. We had strawberry kebabs with grapes. They were like Santa hats. And what else did we have? A bunch of different dips that we made. I think there's a buffalo dip and just a regular chip dip. We like to do the dry onion soup mix dips. Like you put the dry onion soup mix in the sour cream and you stir it up. That's like our favorite potato chip dip. So, and we also had stuff on the stove too. I didn't take pictures of. We had hot wings and barbecue wings and barbecue meatballs and just a bunch of meats. This is just kind of like the stuff that could go on the table. And then here's some more lists for me to fill in. And here's Esme opening her presents with her mom. So she's opening, this actually was a book, the cutest board book. I'd like to get it for my clients. It has Band-Aids in it. And so you have to put the Band-Aids on the owies of the kids in the book. And they're kind of reusable. They're kind of like that color form type material. So you can stick them on and then peel them off. So it's kind of cool. Here's a picture on Christmas Eve. After everybody went home, Scott and I watched Muppet Family Christmas, which is one of our favorite Christmas movies. And Ethan actually came in to watch it because he likes this movie too. And we had the fireplace going, and that's all the presents. And all the stockings were filled. They're all bulging because we did that. And yeah, that was pretty relaxing before the next day. And I gave Hunter our cookies for Santa plate. And he took it home with him Christmas Eve. And so the kids could put Christmas on or cookies on it for Santa. So we passed that tradition down to them. And this is a picture that they took on Christmas Eve before Kason was picked up. Looking into like a wrapped box with Jordan says what she did is she put her phone in there, or Hunter's phone in there, and then she turned the flashlight on. So, and she had the kids look in the box, and then she took a picture of them looking in the box. So it kind of looks kind of like on Polar Express when they look in the box and there's like light. I think it's Polar Express. But, so here's Kason, and then here's Corbin and Esme. And then here's Christmas morning, and we have Aria in her Christmas outfit on her first Christmas. And here's Mini Jordan, and Esme was supposed to go home Christmas Eve, but her mom asked if she could spend the night to Christmas Day. So she went home Christmas Day afternoon. So Scott had to take her home, and she's got her little pretty dress, and there's Jordan, and I made a shaker pocket, and then I made breakfast. I think I went over that in one of those videos, one of the past couple days videos, with the breakfast charcuterie, and then more of the Santa strawberry and grape kebabs and donuts and eggs and all that stuff, and bacon. And here's Esme and Corbin, they're eating breakfast. And then here's me Christmas morning waiting for the kids to come over. Tired but happy. And then I really had room only for like one picture of the kids. So here's Ethan opening his nutcrackers. A past video I told you all about the nutcrackers. And then there's Corbin opening his presents. I actually have one of these for my clients, and this is a favorite among all the kids because it's really easy for them to put the rings on. And then the remote control, because he, like I said, he kept swiping the remote control. And then Hunter in his underwear. And then Scott reading the monster book to Corbin that we got him. And then Ethan's t-shirt from Hunter and Jordan. He thought that was pretty cool. And then Scott got a ladder and a karaoke machine from me for Christmas. And then Corbin chewing on his little hammer. He got this like hammer toy where you pound the pegs in, and that's a hammer to it. And then we had Papa Murphy's pizza for Christmas dinner and whatever leftover appetizers we had. We got that all out, and I made a big Caesar salad, and that was Christmas dinner. And after dinner, we all played a game that we bought. Hunter got in a stocking. It's a Christmas game. And then here is Mini Jordan. Mini Jordan spent the night, Christmas night, to the next day at our house, and he's just chilling. And then here we are after everybody went home, except for Mini J. He's asleep on the pillow. But we watched Meet Me in St. Louis, which I love. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. And I'm drinking punch, I think. I'm not quite sure what that is. Some sort of cocktail or something. Not sure. Maybe it's a spritzer. And then this is just a filler page. I just wanted to stick in more cards, another filler page, and then there's our picture of Kason, our sweet boy who passed away in May, the end of May. So I wanted that to be the last page in the book. And that is our my December daily for 2024, and I'm very happy to be done. So my card is empty, so I can start making page kits, and I can start scrapbooking some stuff that is not Christmas related. So but thank you for coming along on the ride with my December daily, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good week next week. It's going to be a pretty busy week for me. I see all my kiddos next week unless someone has to cancel. But Jordan got her tattoo today. We went out there. We went to Clinton last night and to watch fireworks, and that was fun with the kids. And then we came back to Hunter and Jordan's to have the cake that Esme decorated. And then we came home. We really didn't eat dinner last night. We went to Sweet May's for some ice cream before fireworks, and that was pretty much all right. And that and the cake afterward was pretty much our dinner. We really didn't eat any food. We're gonna have tacos, but we're having tacos tonight instead. So, and today Jordan got her tattoo. We were all gonna have our tattoos on the same day, which was today. However, no, it was actually, was it last week? I think we were all scheduled for July 6th to get, no, that is today. Today is July 6th. What am I thinking? Yeah. We were all scheduled to have our tattoos done today. But the tattoo artist, he had to have emergency surgery. And so he has some medical devices kind of attached to him. And so he had to rearrange his schedule. And he said he could do one of the tattoos, but he couldn't do everybody's tattoo today. So he did Jordan's. Jordan was first because she was mom, and she has a beautiful tattoo on her arm of Kason's face, and it actually looks like him. And then his handprint. She was able to get a handprint of him at the hospital when he passed away. The hospital did that for her, and she had that put on her forearm. So she has Kason's face, and then his handprint, and then she has that shape sorter that I told you is a favorite she has that shape sorter on there on one side of it, and some flowers kind of around his face, and then his name up here, and then a little puzzle piece down below because he had autism. And it's just beautiful. Part of it's colored. The shape sorter is colored, but the rest is black. But they his bio mom had a real simple tattoo done, and it just didn't look like Kason's face. It was just a generic face she must have got off of Pinterest or something, but it did not look like Kason at all. This actually, the tattoo artist actually did like a front view of his face, and that it's definitely Kason. It's beautiful. So Jordan sent me a picture of that. Mine's not going to be that elaborate. Mine's just going to be a tiny one on my leg. I'm nervous because I'm nervous it's going to hurt, but how bad can it hurt? I've had potassium shot through my artery through my arm, and it felt like I was going to die. So, I mean, it can't be worse than that. Let's just say that. So, I hope, like I said, I hope you all have a good week. I hope you had a good 4th and a safe 4th, and I will see you back here sometime next week. And we'll make some page kits, so that'll be fun. So I will talk to you later. Bye.